Hi and welcome to today. I'm Amanda and I'm taking you on my 31 days of essential tools and supplies. My essential tools and supplies may be different from yours, but today we're going to be playing with. So let's get started. Hey there and welcome to another day. Today I'm going to be talking about dyes. Now, because I do use fabric, having different dyes is one of my essentials because I will use paints. I have got some fabric paints, but I'll also use some fabric dyes to colour some of the fabric, obviously. Sorry, it's not obvious. Nothing is obvious, but that's one of the things that I'll do. What I want to show you is another way that I would use it. Okay, so the fabric dyes now, the ones that I saw, there's two different types we've got here. We've got the Dylon ones that come in this packet. It's pre-mixed with salt, and these ones you can add to the washing machine. Now, I would never add this to my washing machine. They may be perfectly safe, but I wouldn't take the risk in my washing machine. Just saying. Okay, so one of the ways in which I thought I would try and use it is just directly onto the fabric. So making up a small amount, which I have done in these bottles. I've got a few different ones. And then I use this as and when I want to work on fabric. If I wanted to add it like a paint, or you know, or actually do some tie-dyeing, then that's how I've used it. I recently found this particular one in my local store. This is for hand dyeing. They only had two colours, brown and this navy blue, so I haven't used this or added it to water, but actually, you know, that's what we might do today because it's all about experimenting and playing, right? So let's do this one. I'm just going to tear it open. As you can see, I'm tearing it open for the first time. This is all done live and direct, and I really don't need that much, do I? Let's see if we can pour some back without messing the table up. And if the hole was a bit wider, okay, so I'm just going to add most of it back in there. I only want a little bit for showing you. And I have got some washi tape. See, again, the washi tape comes in handy again, so I can just use it to seal this back so we don't have any spillages. And it goes back in the container there. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water to this. I've got my fabric, touch of water. I've got my fabric journal here, and this is. So where's my brush now? Oh, really? Oh. See, that's what happens when you've got too many things on your desk. Things fall over. So my water container fell over. Again, this is all live and direct. Live and direct. Okay, so let's see, where's the brush? I've got the brush here, got a bit of water in here. And we're gonna go for it, yeah? Okay. Now, again, this is the way I work sometimes, because you don't always have, like, you know, the time to be able to just kind of, okay, so today I'm going to do this, and, you know, sometimes you got to snatch the time where you can. So this is a brown. Now again, because it's got the salt in, you don't always get right. okay, let me start again. It's a mixture of salt and dye, and I think it's probably half salt in one of these containers. So if you're going to mix it in a small amount, you might not necessarily get the colour, the true colour of what you think you're going to get. So let me just come in with this page here. Now again, I'm not going for any look in particular, I just want to add it just to see what the colour looks like. So I'm just gonna, yeah, it looks like brown, doesn't it? This page has had gesso on it and has been painted, and so the effects might be different from what you expect. I would always, this fabric is black. It was black and it's been gessoed. So I would always gesso my fabric first, because just working directly on black, obviously it's not gonna take very well. And these are all, let me see if I've got it in the other one. If I've got a different type of fabric in the other one, I might have some school, yeah, I've got some school uniform, I've got some different fabric in here. But yeah, I would always, more than likely, always, so this is a shirt, a white shirt, school uniform shirt, that on one side I've painted it and it's waiting for something, and then on the other side, that's the other side. So I'm gonna do it on this. So this has got gesso on it, so you've got a bit of texture and then some hearts. So I'm just gonna add the brown. And see, the gesso kind of acts like a resist, so I'm adding the brown. And yeah, getting this kind of cool, I like it, because you can still see the hearts, it's kind of darkened. Can you see it? There we go, yeah. So it's, you know, different. So that's the brown. Let's go with I'm going to take the rest of it and pretend it's not fabric paint, but just, what is that? Right, just add it to this paper. I'm going to pretend it's not fabric paint, but I just want to get rid of what's in here, what's in this thing here. So just as I would have done previously. So, and that's where, when you experiment, you are able to get different effects. Now, you might not be able to see the salt, but it looks kind of grainy. So I've just covered this page with that, because I'm not going to wash this out. I'm just going to add some more colour, just quickly. So what I'd probably do again is maybe going with some gesso and seeing what effects I would get. So putting that aside, let us bring the two fabric pieces together, and I'm going to work on these two. I'm just going to add and see what we get. So I'm going to go for the lighter colour first. I will, where's the water? There's a bit of water in there. I'm just going to add, this is nasturtium fabric dye, and I'm just going to add a little bit in there. So I'm still using it as a fabric dye, but I'm using it in a different way. So I'm just using it like as if it was a paint. So I'm just going to add now. And it's just kind of sitting on top because we've got the what have we got going on? We've got the gesso on top. So I'm just covering this with, see what I did was a stencil, gesso stencil, and then added paint. And now I'm adding this. We don't have to worry because we're not washing this out, and we don't want it going all over the place. And that's my dry sheet as well. And it's kind of given us, I guess it's kind of mixed slightly with the brown as well. But I like the effect that it's given us. And if you remember that it's a black school uniform. And so by adding the gesso, look at that, you've transformed it from that to, what did I say? Adding the black gesso? Anyway, by adding the gesso, you've transformed the black school uniform trousers from that to that with some interest. And, you know, I mean, I can see an image coming out of there. So let me move on. Actually, let me just add some, because then you can, you know, get some stencils. You might not, might have to, there might be too much on the brush for you to be able to see the stars. Nope, nope, there isn't. You can see the stars. So I'm using it in a different way that you would think. I'm using it as a paint. It's cost me like, so how much did this cost me? About £8 in the store. And if you think how much there is in that packet, and I've just made up a little bit, and this is like, I've got all of this. I'm not diluting this. I've diluted it so that I can get this colour, but I'm not diluting it when I put it on the surface of the paint of the fabric, but I'm just using it as a paint and just seeing what results I get. And because I've added paint, other paint, as it's drying, it will, in the places where I've added the gesso, you'll still see the colour, but as it's drying it will fade out quite a bit as it goes back into the fabric. But it's almost like a translucent, it's a translucent paint. So I can see the colours underneath. Let me add, I'm going to add some red to this. I should have another container here. Okay, I've got this one. I've got this little paper one. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the red, just a touch, because it's going quite far. And so I'm just getting the red here. And I'm just going to add it. So you can get some interesting effects without even, you know, like without even trying, especially on areas where I'll just do that as well, see what happens. Who knows? And then I'll add some red here. So it's a good thing to be able to experiment with the dye on different types of fabric before you kind of start like a particular project, because then you'll be able to see what you get, and that's what you get. So I'm gonna try it on a different fabric and see what we get, and then once this is dry, I'll come back to this so that you can see what it's how it's kind of dried. Let's just clear up here. be quite messy. Okay, so I'm just literally, this is a more, this is like linen type fabric that I've journaled on, I've gessoed, and then I've just added these two shapes. On the other side, I created a figure. But this is just really for my own use, so it's not something that I'll, you know, painting on both sides is no problem for me. So, as we can see so far with the red, because of the gesso, it's acting like it's resisting, but it will dry and hopefully not, depending on where it will dry and won't come up. So that's the hope. But if I rub it in enough, or if I was to add it, should we try? I was going to say if I add it with gesso, see how the gesso, we can colour the gesso. Oh, look at that, why not, shall we? I'm gonna add, oh, okay, I'm gonna, okay, this is how I work. Oh my gosh, oh, look at this, I've just coloured the gesso. So now the gesso, it goes on. Look at that. Yeah, buddy. So there's something that I hadn't thought about doing, colouring my gesso with the fabric paint. And then let me get my the book that I've been working in. Throughout this session, I'm going to cover this up, and I'm going to add this to paper. So I know what it looks like on fabric, but I'm going to add it to paper, and let's see. Let's add it to paper. Yeah, kind of the spread is fine. Look at that. I guess the real test is when it dries. But gesso like primes the surface, and I've just added, you know, you don't have to add that much colour. This is obviously diluted with water, so what you could do is, oh, should we try? Oh gosh. So this is how I want you to be able to play, just experiment. I was going to say, what we could do is add a few grains to the gesso and mix it like that. Yeah, let me find the red. I'm just gonna wash that off. I think I'm not sure whether that's the red, is it? No, it's China blue, tulip red. Yeah, you just double make sure. Okay, so let me get, what am I gonna get? Let me get this thing here. This is just what I use Perspex to paint on. I'm going to put a little bit of gesso on here and then add some of the colour. So I'm going to use my brush. I'm going to make sure as much water is off there. Okay, so I'm going to add some gesso. Let's move this out of the way for now. Okay, let's see. There's a gesso. Put the lid back on. Who knew that you can get so much fun out of the fabric dyes? And I'm just going to add a little bit. Now, as I said, this is at least half, if not more, I don't know what the percentage is, of salt. So this is live and direct. You might have to add the, no, let's add a bit more gesso there. Palette knife there. I'm just going to add, so you can see how much salt is in there. So what this will give you is textured paste, because I think that's probably what they use. They use kind of like, don't they use salt or sand? Sand or salt? But the more gesso I add, the more you can see the colour coming out, and I think it's probably, well, a little bit lighter than the colour that we've got going on the paper with the on the journal with the other colour that's been diluted. So if I bring it in here, let's just move these. Okay. So this is the gesso diluted, and this is the gesso with the dye. I'm sorry about this with my brushes. Some of you might take offence. Somebody took offence at the way I was handling my Inktense pencils. I love those pencils so much. I would never abuse them, and they just thought I was banging them around a bit too heavy. Anyway, so using my palette knife now, you can mix the paint around a bit better, and I think, and it seems to be drying up. So what I want to do is just maybe add a little bit more gesso to that. I've never done this before, so if you're playing along with me, or if you watched it and then start to play along, you will be able to see what kind of effect you can get if you've got it anyway. The dyes you can pick up pretty cheaply. So I'm just applying it to the paper, so it's given it a bit more tooth. Adding it to the paper, it's slightly lighter in colour, again because the amount of gesso to the dye, actual dye, who knows what that ratio is. And then the other thing you've got here is like a textured, it's become like a textured paste, and you can get yourself a stencil or get yourself your mark making materials. I would more lean on the side of some of my favourite stencils. So let me see. This is the cityscapes are some of my favourite stencils. So I'm just gonna put it on the edge like that. Put it on the edge. Just move those over. Put it on the edge. And of course you can do this with the fabric. Oh gosh, yeah, let's do it with the fabric as well. So I won't use it all. I will apply some through the stencil, like so. Oops, moved it a bit. You get the idea. It would have worked if I hadn't moved it. So what we're going to do is just rub this off on this page, and I want to use the rest. It's drying out pretty quickly, which is good. See, that is already practically touch dry, and there's nothing much that's come off there, so I'll just use the dryer sheet to rub that off. Okay, let's get the fabric and try the stencil through it. So you'll be able to, because this has got the gesso in it, you will be able to work directly on the black. So let me get the, sorry, it's this one that's got Yeah, okay. Let's try it on this. So I'm gonna just work it up again and just apply it. So you might need to use one of those, well, a palette knife is fine, or you know, if you've got the card. So this is how you can colour your gesso and put it on directly on the fabric. And as I said, I do recommend you put it, you put gesso on it as well, because then it just makes it easier to paint on. The paint just won't seep through. So all I've done is just add a little bit more gesso to this mixture, and I'm going to mix it up again and then run it through a stencil. So it's just getting a bit too thick, but I guess it's drying out, so it's drying out, so it will be a bit thick. I'm going to use the same stencil, yeah, shall we? Yeah. I want to have maybe that bit there. Okay. I'll just apply. And try not to move it, because when you move it, that's when you get into problems, like so. Yeah, so this is something I never, I hadn't tried before, but as I say, you know, the more that you just experiment and see, you know, sometimes they don't work and sometimes it will. So let's take it up. So if it's less runny, you can get a really nice design. And what you can do with this as well is that once this is dry, because you've got, it's like more than just a flat surface, you can go over lightly with gesso and you'll still keep this pattern. So I'm pretty pleased with that, because yeah, I am pleased with that, very much so. Just gonna put this. Is that, oh my gosh! Oh, I didn't realise that. Okay, that's the bit that we was working on before. I was just like, oh, that's a nice coloured page that we can utilise. Okay, so what we did here was utilise the gesso and the dye, and that worked really well for us. And I'm just going to quickly show you. So this is the page that we did before, and it's given us a really nice colouring with the pink, the orange and the brown, and they've all kind of blended in and created, you know, a nice background page that we can either paint on and we can do some other things on. So thank you for watching, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. If this is your first time, please do subscribe, and yeah, check back with some of the other videos and see if there's anything that piques your interest and fancy. Alright, take care for now. Bye.